And welcome to a year of eternal love. A Course in Miracles, Workbook for Students, Lesson 37, My holiness blesses the world. This idea contains the first glimmerings of true function in the world, or why you are here. Your purpose is to see the world through your own holiness. Thus, you are the world blessed together. No one loses. Nothing is taken away from anyone. Everyone gains through your holy vision. It signifies the end of sacrifice because it offers everyone his full due. And he is entitled to everything because it is his birthright as a son of God. There is no other way in which the idea of sacrifice can be removed from the world's thinking. Any other way of seeing will inevitably demand payment of someone or something. As a result, the perceiver will lose, nor will he have any idea why he is losing. Yet in his wholeness, restored to his awareness through your vision, your holiness blesses him by asking nothing of him. Those who see themselves as whole makes no demands. Your holiness is the salvation of the world. It lets you teach the world that it is one with you, not by preaching to it, not by telling it anything, but merely by your quiet recognition that in your holiness are all things blessed along with you. Today's 4 longer exercise periods, each to involve 3 to 5 minutes of practice, begin with the repetition of the idea for today, followed by a minute or so of looking about you as you apply the idea to whatever you see. My holiness blesses this chair. My holiness blesses this window. My holiness blesses this body. My holiness blesses this window. Then close your eyes and apply the idea to any person who occurs to you using his name and saying, my holiness blesses you. Name. You may continue the practice periods with your eyes closed. You may open your eyes again and apply the idea for today to your outer world. If you so desire, you may alternate between applying the idea to what you see around you and to those who are in your thoughts, Or you may use any combination of these two phrases of application that you prefer. The practice period should include with a repetition of the idea with your eyes closed, and another following immediately with your eyes open. The shorter exercises consist of repeating the idea as often as you can. It is particularly helpful to apply it silently to anyone you meet, using his name as you do so. It is essential to use the idea if anyone seems to cause an adverse reaction in you. Offer him or her the blessing of your holiness immediately, that you may learn to keep it in your own awareness. And for the insights, lesson 37. My holiness blesses the world. This lesson reminds me of that greeting of namaste, which means the Christ in me sees the Christ in you. Our job today is to see the Christ beyond the forms that we see about us. We believe too much in the forms about us. If we're still in separation, body identification instead of spirit identification, we're seeing through the lens of fear, of the past, of the ego fear-based thought system. So again, our job is to see Christ beyond the form, to see the holiness that is everywhere. This holiness is seen through the Christ mind, through the one mind that we are all in. Whether you recognize that yet or not, or can even grasp that yet or not, doesn't change the truth of what we are and what we're in. And what we think in private and secret is never really in private or secret. We're all affected by it. The holiness sees only oneness. This holiness recognizes the eternal truth, which is beyond time and space. And as we practice this through the day, remembering holiness or wholeness, we're brought to remember that we are one sun, one light, and there is no distance between us. Our function here is to remember. Our function here is to remove the barriers to remembering this. Remembering this is a blessing to the world, to myself, to yourself, which are one. In truth, my holiness is always a blessing. All that is. And if we're not aware of this, it's because we have separated ourselves from self. So this exercise today is about remembering what has always been true. And we're bringing this back to our awareness, to everything that we see. Anyone that causes you any disturbance, immediately say that. My holiness blesses you. And we always have that choice. We can always choose to be happy, or we can choose to be right. One offers peace, the other offers the angst and the worry and the anger. Which one do you want to choose? I want to thank you for joining with me today. This is a year of eternal love. I love you. And I hope you'll join me for tomorrow's lesson. Until then, God bless.